It's so crazy. Look at this. What's going on in this society? I really don't get it. Look everyone, where is this place? So many girls here doing live streams. None of them want to work in factories anymore. Is it because they just want an easy life? Why are so many young people turning to live streaming? Are they even making money? This whole street is packed with them. China's economy continues to worsen, and unemployment is becoming more serious. Statistics show that at least 15 million young people have turned to live streaming, but 98% of them struggle to even make ends meet. Due to the tough job market, many young people in China are unable to find work. As a result, they're pinning their hopes on the stability of government jobs, applying for civil servant positions that offer steady benefits. I graduated last year. After graduation, how many of your classmates have found a job? Many haven't found a job. The first thing we did after graduating was look for work, and some even applied for civil service exams or decided to pursue further studies. Now, because the economy is so bad, everyone is hoping for stable jobs. More and more people are competing for civil service positions, and some positions have thousands, even tens of thousands of applicants. In an article published on December 8th by Voice of America, it was reported that the 2025 Chinese civil service exam concluded on December 1st with record-high registration numbers. According to official data, this exam aimed to fill 39,700 positions, but a total of 3.416 million applicants registered, creating a competition ratio of 86-1. For example, the China Vocational Education Association's liaison department was looking to hire just one person, but it attracted 16,702 applicants. Additionally, from a regional perspective, Beijing and Guangdong had the highest number of applicants, each exceeding 250,000. The most competitive region was Tibet, where the competition ratio approached 150-1. It's so ironic. The imperial examination system was abolished 119 years ago, but today pursuing a career in government still remains the primary pathway for ordinary families. In 2025, the number of candidates for the civil service examination reached 3.416 million, nearly 400,000 more than last year, while the number of available positions can't keep up with the growth. The competition in Tibet is the fiercest, with a competition ratio as high as 150-1, even exceeding that of Beijing. University students are eager for stable jobs. Despite the harsh environment in Tibet, many are willing to pursue a stable future because the requirements are relatively low. However, there are concerns that civil service positions will gradually become saturated, and the scale of future recruitment may shrink. Even with a diploma, it will be difficult to find good jobs. This generation will face immense competition. The first issue is that even after fierce competition, passing the civil service exam doesn't guarantee you'll become a political elite. Real political elites usually have strong family backgrounds, while most civil servants are ordinary people. Even if you're capable, the position is often a basic one, filled with endless meetings, paperwork, and complicated interpersonal relationships. The salary might just be enough to get by. You may find that in this system, hard work and ability doesn't always lead to promotions. Sometimes what you really need is a powerful, good dad who can help you climb the ranks. The second issue is whether civil servant positions really offer security. For example, in Henan, the government started reducing the number of civil servants in April this year, and many positions are being cut. So passing the civil service exam doesn't mean you've secured a stable job, it's just the beginning of a new journey. Many netizens believe that civil service jobs often come down to connections and even have a hereditary aspect, with entire families working in the same field, like 3 generations all in tax work. Even if you perform excellently in the written exam, ordinary candidates will struggle to land good job opportunities. Of course, there are cases where people get into the civil service through connections. For example, if your uncle is a vice provincial level official, he can directly appoint someone to a civil service position, like hiring a driver. It's entirely up to him. Additionally, if you have an overseas degree, you might be able to enter the civil service system through a talent recruitment program without having to take the exam. If a family has no background or connections and is in a tough situation, even if the child does well in school, it's hard to have a good job or a bright future. But in families with connections, even if the child doesn't do well academically, their future can still be promising. In reality, sometimes background matters more than ability, and people should recognize this. New York political commentator Tong Jingyuan believes the Chinese government's relaxation of civil service exams is actually aimed at alleviating the employment pressure on young people, while also considering stability. They hope to reduce the risk of social unrest by providing more civil service positions. China is experiencing a lot of frustration these days, with more and more crazy incidents, like people deliberately running others over with cars. In this situation, the Chinese government is probably more focused on maintaining stability and trying to control social conflicts. Young people have a lot of energy, and if a huge number of graduates can't find jobs, they could become a serious problem for social stability. Young people are the future of any country. If most of them see becoming a civil servant as their top choice, it's a clear sign that the country and its government have some big problems and no real future. Li Yuanhua, a historian in Australia, pointed out that China's employment situation is deteriorating, with many graduates facing unemployment upon graduation. As a result, many university students are shifting away from the idea of relying on education as a pathway to success. In recent years, the proportion of fresh graduates taking the civil service exam has significantly increased. The Chinese government has been pushing students to keep studying after university, encouraging them to go to grad school to ease the pressure of finding a job. But a few years later, the pressure has only gotten worse. There are more undergraduates graduating and more people with master's degrees. If the job market doesn't improve and opportunities don't increase, the pressure is just going to keep growing. According to a report from Voice of America, the surge in civil service exam applications in China is closely linked to the economic situation, employment pressure, the devaluation of academic credentials, and changes in social attitudes. China's ongoing economic struggles and rising unemployment are becoming more severe. At the end of November, Chinese economist Fu Peng criticized China's education and employment policies during an internal meeting at HSBC. He pointed out that by expanding university enrollment, the government has tried to keep young people in school to reduce the statistical pressure of unemployment. However, this policy has failed to address the real issues and has instead led to the devaluation of bachelor's degrees. On December 3rd, Gao Shanwen, chief economist at China National Investment Securities, stated at a conference in Shenzhen that over the past 3 years of the pandemic, 47 million workers in China have been unable to find employment. This reflects the long-term impact and challenges the pandemic has had on the job market. Because they openly pointed out issues like China's economy and employment problems, basically speaking the truth, Fu Peng and Gao Shanwen have both been silenced. Their WeChat accounts have been blocked, and the relevant articles are almost impossible to find on Chinese internet platforms. Now, let's take a look at the current job search situation for Chinese university graduates. I just heard something really shocking from my friend. His kid graduated with a master's degree from the UK and came back, but after more than a year, he still couldn't find a job. In the end, through connections, they got a job paying RMB 3,500 a month. Honestly, with the job market like this, what are we supposed to do? It's really scary. Finding a job in Beijing is so tough. Today I went to 4 interviews and not one of them worked out. Either the salary kept dropping or they didn't even offer basic benefits like social insurance. The performance targets were impossible to meet. The salary I'd actually get is super low. Should I even keep looking? Honestly, today's young people are really being pushed to a dead end. In their 20s and 30s, if they don't have support from their parents, no financial help from family, they really can't afford to get married, have kids, or buy a house. It's not that they don't want to get married or buy a house, they just can't afford it. I'm a college graduate and today is my 15th day running a stall. A lot of people ask me, why don't you just get married? Why are you selling things at a stall? Did you guys see the news? 2 college students who worked as delivery drivers jumped off a bridge, both graduates from top universities in China. It's heartbreaking. I saw a comment that really hit home. A woman said she's been working as a nanny for over 20 years, supporting her kids through graduate school, but now her child's income isn't even enough to support themselves. The car and house were bought by her and her husband. What's going on now?
作为2025届的一个应届毕业生，我的背景是
I'm a finance master student at the University of Hong Kong, graduating in 2025.
毕业了，所以我现在在找工作。
Right now, I'm desperately trying to find a job. I've been sending out resumes, doing assessments, and going through this crazy fall recruitment process. I've already sent out over 200 resumes and applied to more than 200 jobs, but I haven't even gotten many interviews, let alone an offer. I'm getting really anxious every day, just wondering how I can find a job and start earning money. How do I survive on my own? I don't have high expectations. I just want to be able to support myself, pay rent, and have enough for living expenses. I'm not even thinking about saving money, buying things like cars, houses, or supporting my parents. I'm not there yet. I just want to survive. It's really stressing me out. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with your friends. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.